Greedfall, Folge 6. Und wir sind immer noch auf der Suche nach dem Schiffsjungen, Kabinenjungen, was auch immer. Ach, da ist die Frau drin. Ah, hallo.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
Nach den Schiffsjungen fragen, ja. Fragen, wann sie ihn das letzte Mal gesehen hat. Das
When
klingt
did you
gut.
last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
Okay. Fragen, aber Feinde
Do you
hatte.
think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
Okay, nach seinen Freunden
Does he
fragen.
know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Nach seinen Gewohnheiten fragen.
What does Jonas do in his free time? When you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday,
Oh,
it
man,
was me
eh?
who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
Alles klar.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Something is not right here. I can't feel it. Binde die Zeugen und befrage sie. In der Taverne. Wie offen. Dreh- und Angelpunkt hier.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
Nein, suche einen verschwundenen Schiffsjungen.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table.
Okay.
I'm looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping. In my establishment. You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water. Anything else?
Nein.
I need to
Okay.
be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hallo.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
Nach dem Schiffsjungen fragen.
What can you tell me about the boy?
Der Mann sieht auch nicht so
How
gut
was
aus,
he
ne?
that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Fragen, was während des Abends geschehen
Tell me
ist.
what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins. if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Okay. Nach mehr Informationen über den reichen Mann fragen, ja.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think?
Pack aus, Alter.
A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is
Alles klar. Wir haben eine richtige Spur.
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea.
Wir haben eine Spur. Dann möchte ich endlich zu dieser Insel fahren. Geh mal aus dem Weg, Frau. Muss hier durch.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Enter, please. Yes, yes, I will enter. Der Typ hängt irgendwie auch in jedem Haus, kann das sein? Wer ist das? Eieieiei, wie aussieht.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Oh.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
Naja, der Typ hat ja schon gesagt, sie waren nicht sonderlich grob zu ihm. Fragen, warum die Nauten ihren Sohn mitgenommen haben könnten.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact?
Ich glaube ihr
Sounds like some
nicht.
fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Ich glaube der Frau irgendwie nicht. Story klingt zu wild. Ich würde gerne von dem Jungen hören. Ganz schön viele Gläser hier stehen. Heilige Scheiße, ey. Würde gerne von dem Jungen hören, was er zu sagen hat. Komme ich hier durch irgendwie eigentlich? Oh. Wenn hier einfach rüberklettern. Okay. So viel zu rüberklettern. Oh, hallo. Goldmünzen, magischer Fall an Kiefernherz. Alte, verstärkte Handschuhe. Weiche, alte Stiefel. Verschlissener Dreispitz. Altes, geschwärztes Hofschwert. Okay, schön. Jetzt müssen wir wieder mit diesem Nautentypen reden anscheinend. Eieieiei. War das nicht halt dieser Spieler? Ich weiß nicht. Ich vertraue irgendwie diesem Captain Vasco, wie er heißt. Der wirkt mir sehr sympathisch eigentlich. Der ist sehr besorgt über seinen Schiffsjungen.
So, are you ready? Can we weigh anchor? We should be able to set sail with the tide, as agreed upon. I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
Nach Madame Fontaine fragen.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nords, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Nord. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Okay, also das stimmt schon. Bitte Sir de Corsolion um Informationen.
Be back soon, Captain.
Also, es gibt also wirklich diese Verträge, dass einige Kinder halt wirklich quasi verkauft werden. Interessant. Aber ja.
Your Highness, I'm happy to see you. Your absence this morning worried both your father and me.
Come now, Sir de Corsilion. My father may have been angry, outraged, or disappointed, but he's never worried about me. I'm sad to have caused you any worry, though. Would you believe that I was rotting away in a sinister jail, guarded by thugs ready to kill me? Though still seeing double from last night's drink, I was preparing an ingenious escape plan when... Ta-da! My dear cousin jumped up out of nowhere and saved me. I'm quite the fairy tale damsel in distress.
You might have refrained from the company of bandits the night before such an important departure.
Take away the risk and halve the pleasure, de Corsilion. It is the salt of life.
I fear that some of my teachings have been misunderstood. But you wanted to ask me something, de Sade?
Ja. Nach dem Vertrag zwischen den Nauten, dafür mir Fontaine fragen.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nords.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nords as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly,
Okay.
that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Können wir hier wie durch? Können wir. Finden wir heraus, wo er festgehalten wird. Aber hier ein schönes. An das Dienstmädchen gerichtete Brief. Alice, ich möchte, dass du mehrere Mahlzeiten zu... Aha. Uns in die Lagerhäuser bringst, die wir am Kanal besitzen. Mein Mann wird dort für ein paar Tage seinen Angestellten... Aha, aha, aha.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Ich finde einen Weg, um Jonas zu befreien. Jonas, Jonas, was auch immer. Lauf! Einfach die Tür eintreten. Wie viele Lagerhäuser gibt's denn hier? Oh, hallo. Goldmünzen und ein Heiltrank. Ach ja, Moment, was war denn mit dem Hut, den wir da gefunden haben? Schlissener Dreispitz. Banditenhut. Ah. Abgenutzte Filzhut ist immer noch besser.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
A handful of underlings don't scare us away. Right, cousin?
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Hier waren wir doch vor ein paar Folgen schon mal auszusehen in dem Lagerhaus. Aber nicht hier über diesen Weg, sondern über einen anderen Weg.
ZyradosPlays, what are you doing here?
I've
Wow.
come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
Versuchen, an seine Vernunft zu appellieren. 50% Chance. Na gut.
You've taken your son against his will and have him locked up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
As if you would know what it is like to be a parent. You are far too young to understand the way we feel.
Shit. Ihm drohen.
I looked into the
Das machen wir gleich.
contract that binds you to the Naughts. It was indeed you who ceded your son to them in exchange for help with your business with the bridge.
It is so. But that sort of contract is ignoble. I never would have signed it if I had known.
You should have thought of that before. Breaking the contract could have regrettable consequences for the congregation.
The prince will know how to negotiate with the Naughts. If they take my son back, my wife will die of sadness.
Her sadness would be all the more terrible if she learned of your role in the story, don't you think?
You wouldn't dare tell her. I beg you.
You're not leaving me with a choice.
Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Wow. Erst hat er richtig gemuckt und dann hat er richtig klein beigegeben, ey. Wo ist denn jetzt der Typ? Da?
It's here that I'm locked.
Oh, welche Taste? Das ist er.
Who are you?
My name is de Sardet. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.
Wow. Geil. Ich finde es interessant, dass in der einen Folge wurde uns angeboten, nach so einer Quest direkt zu unserem Questgeber quasi zurückzureisen. Was ich als sehr angenehm empfunden habe an in diesem Moment. Aber das war auch nur einmal bis jetzt. Das wirkt so ein bisschen random irgendwie. Bei anderen halt ähnlichen Aufgaben mussten wir bis jetzt immer wieder selber zurückgelaufen. Naja. So, dann informieren wir jetzt den Captain und dann können wir in der nächsten Folge dann endlich in See stechen. Ich weiß nicht, seit wie vielen Folgen ich das jetzt immer schon nicht sage. Dass wir endlich los können. Wie, der sagt jetzt gleich noch, ich habe meinen Hamster verloren oder sowas. Mein Meerschweinchen ist nicht da. Oh Mann, ey.
So,
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
we should be able to set sail with the
Das
tide.
sagt er auch jedes Mal, ne?
My cabin boy, Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Geil. Nautenruf plus 3. Level 4.
Be back soon, Captain.
Alles klar, meine Lieben. Dann werden wir an dieser Stelle Feierabend machen und in der nächsten Folge werden wir dann direkt bitten, an Bord gehen zu dürfen. Und wenn wir da nicht an Bord kommen, dann weiß ich auch nicht. Alles klar. Ich wünsche euch noch einen guten Tag. Einen schönen Tag. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.